Warning, I'm going to be talking about tactics of abusers.
I also wanted to point out the fact that the only time that I've contacted them first since I left them was to tell them to pack up my stuff. Every other time, they've been the one to initiate a conversation. And I just am a little bit confused. If you are trying to get a protection order against somebody, why would you continue to seek them out if you supposedly don't want to talk to them?
So that's Punk Audrey Hepburn. They're tagged in the description below if you'd like to go follow them. And they're now dealing with their abuser, targeting them through the court systems.
Alleged.
And this is actually a fairly common tactic for abusers to use, especially if there's children in the relationship. My understanding is there's no children in this relationship particularly. But when an abuser is unable to get the reaction they want or to get the other person to initiate contact, a way of forcing their hand to maintain contact with the abuser is through filing unnecessary and unneeded court documents. The abuser will make up scenarios in which they feel their life or their safety is in danger, or in the case of a relationship with children, will file unnecessary and unwarranted custody modification requests. This serves two purposes. One, it forces the abused to have to interact with the abuser. If countless calls, text messages, emails, and all that don't get a response, you can make the law force a response. Two, it can create a financial strain on the abused, making them hit rock bottom and put themselves at a further vulnerable state for manipulation and gaslighting. The legal system is not a cheap process, and defending yourself in court adds up, especially when you count in all the factors, such as attorney fees, time off work, lost wages. This can put the abused in a state in which they just want it all to stop because they feel they have nothing more to give in their defense. And that leads us to the last reason. The abuser feels that if they can make the abused hit rock bottom and feel that defenseless, maybe they'll give in. The ultimate goal of the abuser is making the abused feel if they just go back to their abuser, all of this will stop and maybe things can be good again. And that's not the case. It won't be good again and the cycle of abuse will continue. And the abuser will repeat this process as long as they have the funds to do so. Sometimes not even acquiring a lawyer, because the entire purpose is not to win the case. It is to get the abused into the courtroom. Because it doesn't matter if they win or lose. They'll just file again.
Regardless, the judge didn't grant the protection order because I actually submitted the wrong form, and it was a family court's protection order, not a criminal proceedings protection order, or I guess what you would call a restriction order. So I'm going to go ahead and
And when that next filing doesn't work, they'll find something else to file.
I'll file pursuant to the criminal trespassing charges I already have filed, which I'm actually going to meet with the detective tomorrow about.